All right, guys, it's 8:35. So today's section is Adobe Premiere Pro second session with Chelsea. So this session will be live on YouTube, and after that, we're going to record it. And if someone missed it, we can always show them afterwards. Chelsea, please go ahead.
Hi, I hope everyone's weekend went well. I'm just going to share my screen now. And if you didn't catch me on the last session, my name is Chelsea. And today I'm actually just going to go over what we went over on Friday real quick. And then we're going to go over how to edit a video. So just how I would edit a video myself. I'm just going to kind of walk you through it from beginning to end. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to open Creative Cloud. I have actually already opened Premiere Pro. So we're going to go into a new project. I'm going to name this project Adobe Training. And remember that we can pick here where we would like to save it. So I want to save it in this folder that I've already created. Okay, and remember that we want to be on our GPU. And we'll hit OK. And that brings us to our main interface of Adobe Premiere Pro. So if you remember from Friday, we've got 4 different windows here. So the first window is the project window where we import all of our media. The second window is the source window where we preview our media and mess with the effects and stuff like that. And the third window is the timeline window, basically where we do all of our editing and we spend most of our time. This is where we put all of our clips together and audio and that kind of thing. And then we've got our program window, sorry. And sorry, I'm actually just going to stop sharing for 1 second. I forgot to turn on the audio. I want you guys to hear the audio today. Okay, there we go. So do we remember what the first thing is that we're going to do here? Does anybody remember what we do first? No, maybe.
We import media.
Yeah. So we're going to double click on the media. Okay, and then we can click on the first one. We're going to hold down Shift and click on the last one, and we can open. Does anybody remember the second thing that we do just to organize? We create bins, so like folders. Okay, so I'm going to do one video. And then we're going to close this one so we don't make a subfolder. And I'm going to create another one for audio. Okay, there we go. So I was just holding down Shift and then clicking on the last video so that I selected all of the videos. And remember the little icons. This one means that we don't have any audio, and this one means that we do have audio with our video. And then these ones are audio. It just makes it easier for you when you are looking at them. Okay. And the first thing that we are going to do here is we're going to just double click one of our clips, whichever clip you think you might want to use first. And we can preview it right here. So I've created a little clip here of myself talking because I wanted to show you how to layer videos on top of videos and sound on top of sound, that kind of thing. So this is just a quick video, and don't make fun of me, me talking. Okay, so. Hi there, my name is Chelsea. Are you able to hear my sound?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so I don't actually start talking until right about, there we go. So we want to start this clip. We want to do the in. Remember, we're selecting this part of the clip. And I want to end it, I think I stopped talking right about here. Okay, and we're going to end it here. So remember the keys for this. We've got the in, the I, and then we've got the out, the O. So now I'm going to select this whole clip. I don't want just the audio or just the video. Okay, so remember that we can do that. Next thing that I'm going to do now that I have my sequence sorted, I'm going to go to sequence and sequence settings, and I'm just going to change the settings real quick here. So do you all remember about the settings from Friday? Do you want me to go over that? Or we're okay? Okay, we're good with settings. Okay, so here we go. We've got our settings fixed. And now I am going to rename our sequence. Okay. So something that I wanted to show you on Friday that I didn't really get to show you, I just wanted to go over a little bit about the sound before we actually get into this edit here. So I want to just show you a little bit here. So one of the things that we can do, let me just get another video here with some sound so that I can show you a little bit better. I think this one's got some sound. Okay, perfect. So if we go here, you can actually hear both kind of overlapping each other, right? So let's say that I forgot to just pull this one in as just the clip, or I decided later after I, have started editing and I want to pull in just the clip, I want to get rid of this sound. So there's a few different options that we can do here. One of them is we can actually mute this track, just like how we blind the tracks up here. We've got this mute here. So if I mute this track.
Hi there, my name is Chelsea.
Now you're unable to hear it. Okay, there's another option as well. Say you've got a lot of different audio tracks and you just decide that you don't want to use any of them. You just want to use this track right here. You can solo this track, okay? So that means that you won't hear any of the other tracks except for this one.
Hi there, my name is Chelsea.
Okay, so there is one more option that we've got. If you want to just completely get rid of that audio, you can lock this track so that we can't move this clip at all. And you can actually just highlight this one and you can delete it now. Because before, and I'm just going to do Control Z to undo. Before, when we move this around, it just moves with it. So we can't really separate it. And if I decide that I want to delete this one, it deletes both. Okay, so that's just a way to kind of get around that situation. There is one more cool feature that you can do here, and it is actually, you can voice record. So now I'm voice recording. Oops, there we go. And it records right onto here. My mic on here is not that great, so we're not actually going to use that, but I just wanted to show you that feature. Okay, so we're going to delete that. Does anybody have any questions so far? No.
Yeah, I just want to ask the question, like it's A1, A2, A3, but there is only 2 tracks. So what is the A3?
So Adobe just starts off with 3 tracks for you. If you want to, you can actually create more if you decided that you wanted more tracks. That's just your standard beginning 3 tracks.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah.
I have one question, Chelsea. Priyanka this side. So the video that you have recorded of yourself, did you record it with a specific tool, because I can see the clarity in the video.
Oh, it's actually just, sorry, it's just my iPhone.
Okay, it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. Got it. Got it. I thought there's some, new tool or something like that.
Oh, no. Yeah, just my iPhone.
Okay, pretty good. Thanks.
Yeah, no worries.
I do have a question, Chelsea. For the tracks, especially the audio tracks, can I name them so I don't get confused?
These audio tracks?
Yeah.
So I don't think that there is actually a way to name them. Let's see here. Not that I know of offhand. I can look into that a little bit more for you. I'm pretty sure that there isn't a way. But you can actually see all of your audio tracks right here. And the audio tracks, the nice thing about them is they actually just overlay. So they don't, like, if you have one on top of the other, like the video tracks, it's not going to delete your audio track. Well, not delete it, but you'll still be able to hear both of them, if that makes sense.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. You can actually name them in here, so you can rename them right over here.
Right, like when you're originally saving them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody have any more questions? No? Okay, perfect. So we're going to move on. We're actually going to get into the edit now. So first thing that we are going to do is I've recorded, oh, this somehow, oh, I see. So I'm going to delete this because this was the thing that I just recorded to show you on the timeline that you can record your voice. So this sound is good. It came from, like, my iPhone records pretty well. But I did record a sound with a professional tool. My boyfriend does sound, so he's got some good stuff for me to use. So I did this, and I just wanted to show you how to link up sound with a video. So right now, when I put this in here,
Hi there, my name is Chelsea.
We've got two different sounds, okay? So there's a couple of ways that we could link these up together. And I'm just using this to make this a little bit bigger so that we can see the tracks a little bit bigger, okay? So one of the ways is we could spend a lot of time trying to perfectly match up these two sounds, or we can spend a lot less time. We can highlight everything, we can right click, and we can synchronize, and then click audio, okay, and Adobe just does it for us. Okay, does anybody have any questions about that? I mean, when you first start to edit, you're probably not going to have, a lot of tracks with an extra audio, but this is just a really good thing to know for future reference, because it has happened to me where you've had to synchronize them just because it's better sound, or sometimes you've got two different angles of a video and you want to synchronize them so that they're going at the same time, because then you want to cut and edit, if that makes sense. Okay, perfect. So next thing that I want to do, I'm going to make this track a little bit bigger just so that I can see this a little bit better. And I want to delete this part right here. So let's just double check that it is all synchronized together.
Hi there, my name is Chelsea.
Perfect. So I'm going to delete this front part here before I start talking. So remember the cut tool, I just cut it. It makes it really easy. If you have the playhead directly on top of the space that you want to cut it, you hit the C, and then if you click even right here, it's still going to cut it right there. So it's a really, really nice feature to have. And that's, yeah, I love that feature. That's if we've got our magnet tool on, because it's the snap tool. Okay, which I went over on Friday. Does anybody have any questions about that? No? Perfect.
Chelsea?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, I was just wondering, would you then delete one of the audios, or would you just keep them and let them be overlapped?
So you can delete one of the audios. You can also mute the track, which I was just about to do as well.
Okay.
So I'm going to mute this track. It's totally up to you how you choose to edit. If you want to delete the track, remember that you can just lock this, you can delete it fully. Or if you want to keep it, you can just mute it, or you can solo this track. But we are going to be putting in a little bit more audio in here, so I'm not going to solo it because we'll need to hear both audios. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so it's basically just to like improve the sound of whatever you playing, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So I know that both of these sounds sound exactly the same, but let's just say that on my camera, the sound was not very good quality and I wanted a better quality sound. So I would record myself at the same time as recording myself on the video. So I've got a little microphone right here. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So that's how I recorded it.
Okay, awesome. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Somebody else had a question?
I had actually the same question, so it's fine. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, so moving on, now that we've muted this track, now I want to delete this little section here because we don't need it. So I'm just going to highlight it because I've already cut it, and I'm going to backspace it. Oh, whoops. We're going to Control Z because I guess I had to highlight it at the same time. And we're going to backspace that. There we go. So remember, if you ever accidentally delete something and you're like, oh my God, I didn't mean to do that, I don't want to start over, just Control Z. It always just pretty much backspaces whatever you just did, or undoes whatever you just did. It's like the reset button. It's perfect. I love it. It'll be a lifesaver for you, I promise. Okay, so now that we've done this, I'm actually going to make this track a little bit wider so that we can just watch where the playhead is. Now we're going to play it, okay?
Hi there, my name is Chelsea.
Okay, so now where I say Chelsea, I want to add in a little text, just saying my name. Okay, so how do we do that? I'm going to click the text button or the text tool, or you can just hit T. Okay, and I'm going to make a little text here. So I'm going to type in Chelsea. All right, so I don't really like where that is positioned. So how am I going to change that? I'm going to click Effect Controls, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger here. Whoops. Oh, my computer's having. There we go. Okay, we're going to make it just a little bit bigger. Okay, and I'm going to move it over to the side and maybe just down a little bit. Actually, let's put it up because it makes it a little bit easier to see. There we go. And maybe let's change. So if I want to go in and change the color of the text, I'm going to go over to Essential Graphics over here. Okay, and we're going to go to Edit, and we're going to click on the text. Okay, and I'm going to go all the way down to Fill. And I want to maybe make it black. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so how do we feel about this? Do we want to change it? Does it look good?
I think
okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So now when I play through.
Hi there, my name is Chelsea.
So now it pops up my name as soon as I say my name. So now everybody knows who I am and they're not going to forget who I am throughout the video.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself here. I'm from Canada.
Okay, so now the Chelsea kind of goes away, but I think that I want it to stay for the whole video. So how am I going to do that? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my selection tool at the end of this video until it goes red, or not this video, sorry, this clip. So see how it goes red right here? This means that I can actually drag it as long as I want. Okay, so do I want it to go all the way down here?
And I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Thank you.
All right, so I want it to end right about here. Okay, so now we've got this little Chelsea here so that everybody knows my name. Next thing that I want to do is I want to put a little effect on it. So now we're going to go back into, whoops. Here, we'll just go up to our effects. And we're going to go to video transitions. Okay, all I want to do is I just want to dip to black at the beginning. So remember that we're going to click and we're just going to drag it. Okay, so I don't want to do that because now it's affecting my video. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to cross dissolve. And there, that's the effect that we want. Do you guys like that? Do you think that looks okay?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, perfect.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about my
and now we're going to put this at the end as well so that it fades in nicely and it fades out nicely, okay? Perfect. So next thing that we're going to do, let's just play this through a little bit and see what the next thing
I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself here. I'm from Canada.
Okay, so now I've said Canada. I've got a little clip of Toronto here, which is where I'm from. So I want to add in this clip of Toronto, and I want it to happen as soon as I say Canada.
I'm from Canada.
Okay, so right about here. Okay, so we're going to double click on this clip of Toronto, and we're just going to play it. Okay, so I think what I want to do is I want to start here. I'm going to hit the I key on my keyboard. And I want it to go to about, let's say here. And I'm going to hit the O key. So for this clip, I don't want to bring in the sound because I'm just overlapping this video with my other video. All I want is my talking right now. Okay, so let's say, I don't think that this clip has sound anyway, but let's just say that this clip had, you know, like a boat sound or something because it's on the boat. I just want to bring over my video. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to click on the video and I'm going to drag and just drop it right here. Okay, so let's see how that looks.
I'm from Canada. I really like to.
Okay, perfect. So now when this goes on here, we don't see the Chelsea anymore, which is great because I don't really want my name over top of this overlay. I don't really need it over top of Toronto, right? So that's perfect. The reason that this is because the text is actually on the video underneath. So remember how we talked about layers of video? How the first one is going to be the last one that you see on the layer. Does that all make sense to you? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, perfect. So now,
I'm from Canada. I really like to travel.
Okay, so now I'm going to say travel. So I actually kind of want to bring this clip out a little bit. And I want to fast forward it for a cool little effect. So I want it to fast forward right to where my playhead is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the R tool. Okay, and that's going to give me this little weird thing on my mouse. So if we have it on the edge of our clip, then I can click and I can actually bring this into about here, and that's going to fast forward my clip for me.
I'm from Canada. I really like.
Okay, so let's go one step further. I want to make this video reversed. So instead of it coming out, I want it to go in. So how am I going to do that? So it's the same tool, it's just a different way to get into it. So I'm going to hit Control R while I'm highlighted on this clip. And we're going to go to reverse speed. So remember when we go into Control R, we can actually change the speed in here if we want to. But just clicking R makes it nice and easy for us to choose exactly where the clip is going to begin and end. Okay, so we're going to hit OK. And let's just see how that looks.
I'm from Canada. I really like to travel.
Okay, so what do we think of that? Does it look okay? Pretty simple, hey? You can tell I'm from Canada. I say hey. All right, so next thing that we're going to put in here, I just said I really like to travel.
Canada, I really like to travel.
So as soon as I say I really like to travel, I want to maybe put something about traveling in here, okay? So I've got a little video of an airplane here. So we're going to double click on this. So let's start it right here. That looks like actually, let's bring it in a little bit. There, let's start it right here. So we're gonna hit the I key again. And we'll end it right here. And we'll hit the O key. Okay, so remember, we're just going to bring in the video. So we want to drag the video only. Okay, so now, when you're editing clips, you're going to watch the same clip over and over and over again. You're going to listen to the same music over and over and over again. So my apologies that you have to keep watching this same clip, but this is what editing is like.
I'm from Canada. I really like to travel and I love the outdoors.
Okay, so now I want to end it right about here, right where I'm going to go to, or I'm going to say outdoors. So I'm going to hit my C key, which is the cut tool, and I'm going to click it right on my playhead because that's the point in the clip that I want to cut it to the next clip. So now I'm going to hit the V tool or the selection tool, which is the V on my keyboard. I'm going to select this clip and I'm just going to hit backspace to delete it. Okay. And now we're going to add in another clip. So I want to add in this hiking clip. So we're going to double click it. I'm going to see it right up here. And I want to start it maybe right here. So remember the I, or remember that we can click these as well if we want to. And let's end it right, let's go here. So we can click this or remember the O key. And we're just going to drag and drop the video into here. Okay, so now this video is really close up and I don't want it to be close up like that. So how do we change that? Does anybody remember? Okay, so I'm going to show you. It's just in the effect controls. We want to make sure that we are highlighted on this specific clip. So we're going to go into our effect controls and everything is just right here to position this video. So we're going to scale it. Whoops. Here, we want to make sure that we're on the clip here with the playhead as well. Sorry, that's my bad. So I'm going to scale it down. Okay, and there we go. So that looks like a good position here. All right, so now we can have a look.
And I love the outdoors. I love the outdoors. I'm also.
Okay, so now this is my Adobe just giving me a hard time right now. So I'm going to render everything. So if your Adobe is ever giving you a hard time, you can actually select everything and just render selection.
Hi there, my name is Chelsea. I'm gonna.
Or for me, I don't know why my Adobe has been doing this a little bit. So I'm just going to save this real quick. I'm gonna exit out and we're just gonna reopen it, okay? Sorry about that. Bear with me. Hope everybody had a great weekend and is having a really good morning.
Why does the video zoom in automatically? Is there a reason?
Some of the video, yeah, I think it's just the settings. So it kind of does that based on the settings of the specific video. I don't know for sure, but it only happens to me really with Pexel's videos.
Okay.
So I think it's just, it has to do with like the camera settings that it was shot in ahead of time.
Mhm.
Okay, so now the video should be all good.
Hi there, my name
There we go, perfect. So really sorry about that.
is here.
Okay, so now we're on the outdoors.
The outdoors. I'm also into a lot of extreme sport.
Okay, perfect. So I actually do want it to end there. So
I really like to snowboard.
okay, so now I'm talking about snowboarding. So I do actually have a snowboarding clip right here. So let's take a look at this. So I want it to start right about here. Okay, so we're gonna mark in. And we're gonna mark out. I hope it's not confusing for you, me doing two different ways to do some of the things. I just want you to be able to see both ways. Okay, so now we're in snowboarding.
Snowboard, rock climb.
Okay, so I pretty much right away talk about rock climbing. So let's end this video right here. So we're gonna go to the edge of this video. We can either cut it right where the playhead is, or we can put our selection tool at the edge of the clip and we can just bring it in right here. Okay, so now I'm talking about rock climbing. So we're going to take this rock climbing clip and we're going to put it in here. Okay, so I'm going to just select a little portion of this. I'm going to mark in and we'll mark out right here. Okay, so we'll drag the video, we'll drop it. And now this video is a little bit too close up for me too. So we're going to change the effects. I'm just going to bring it out. Okay, zoom it out. Now let's just look over to see what this looks like.
To snowboard, rock climb, and whitewater.
Okay, so now I'm about to talk about whitewater kayaking. So as soon as I start talking about that, I do have a whitewater kayaking clip that I want to put in here. Okay, so as soon as I hit white, I'm going to bring this clip in. So right where the playhead is where I'm about to say white. So we want to end that clip there. And let's look for the whitewater kayaking clip. So just so you know, I actually just renamed all of these clips so that it's a lot easier to find. That's definitely a good thing to do as well when you are editing. If you have a lot of clips, you can just label them and then it's like super quick to find them instead of going through and trying to look for the certain clip. So we're going to double click on whitewater kayak. So this is our clip here. So I'm going to start it right here. I'm going to mark in. And we'll end it to right about here. Okay, so we're going to mark out. All right, and we're just bringing the video again.
And whitewater kayak. I hope that this video.
Okay, so now As soon as I say kayak, I think I want to do something kind of cool with this video because it's like a zoom in video that's we can do something fun with, right? So as soon as I say kayak, when I'm saying whitewater, I want it to zoom in, and then because you can't really see the kayak, and then as soon as it says kayak, I want it to go slow where you see the kayak. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to play this, and as soon as I say kayak, I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to mark the timeline, okay? So just like this.
Water kayak.
Hang on here.
Whitewater kayak. Water kayak.
Okay, so right about here, we're going to hit the M tool. So just like that. We want it to actually be on the timeline though. So I'm going to click on the timeline. I'm going to hit the M tool. So now it's right here. So this is where I say kayak. Okay, so now we're going to look for a little spot in the clip that we want to cut it, and then we want to bring it in to fast forward it. So this is the point where I want it to stop and slow down. So I'm going to cut this clip. So remember, I'm hitting my C on the keyboard. I'm going to select right where my playhead is because that's where I want to, that's where I've decided that looks best to slow down again. I'm going to hit my R on my keyboard. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it right to where my playhead is because that's where I cut it. We're going to bring this clip into right. So now, because I've got the snap tool on, it's let me know that this is where I've made my mark on the timeline. Okay, so that's really nice and handy for us. Now we're going to hit the V on our keyboard, which is the selection tool, remember? I'm going to move my playhead, and we can either just bring this in, or you can click on the dead space and you can backspace. I personally like to bring it in because sometimes when you do try to select the dead space, sometimes Adobe can be a little funny and select other things as well. So now let's just have a quick look at what this looks like.
To snowboard, rock climb, and whitewater kayak. Whitewater kayak.
Okay, so now we're going to, I've got one more thing that I say that I want to overlay the video. So let's just find that.
Hope that this video helped you to learn a little bit more about Adobe.
Okay, so now I'm about to say Adobe Premiere Pro. So I have a little video of that. Okay, so we're just going to mark in here. And we'll mark into right about here. We probably won't use all of this. That might be a little bit too much, but we'll see. So we're going to drag and drop this video. And now these settings are zoomed in a little bit too much as well. So we're just going to zoom them out to right there. Okay.
More about Adobe Premiere Pro today, and I look forward.
Okay, so now we're just going to cut it right here, or we can bring it in, remember, with the selection tool. Totally up to you. Now I'm going to hit V. I'm going to select this and I'm going to backspace. All right, so now that we have put all of our overlays on, it's time to do some video transitions. Okay, so first thing that we are going to do, we're going to go into the dissolve. So remember how I told you that cross dissolve is the most popular transition for Adobe Premiere Pro. So it's so popular that they've created a shortcut for it. So all you have to do is go make sure that you're in your selection tool. Go to the very edge of your clip that you would like to put it on. You can right click and apply default transitions.
I'm from Canada. I really like.
Okay, so now we've got this transition on this clip here. So I don't really want this transition to be that long. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to go right over here and see how now my selection tool has turned into, it looks a little bit different from this guy. Okay, so that's just because it's letting me either lengthen it or I can shorten it. Okay, so you can play around with that and see what looks best for you. You'll find that you'll be watching that over and over again, trying to make it perfect.
From Canada.
So there we go. I think that that doesn't look too bad. Next thing that we are going to go into is I'm going to add it on to this guy right here. Okay, so let's do that again. Apply default transitions. And I actually want to add it to this one as well. So if you do add the default transition onto your video clip and it's got an audio clip connected to it, then it will add on to both clips. I'm sorry, I haven't stopped for any questions for a little bit. Does anybody have any questions? Is everybody doing okay? I hope I'm explaining everything pretty clear, not going too fast. We're good? Okay, perfect. So now we've got, it's almost like a crossfade for our music or audio, whatever it is. So where you can find that is in your audio transitions under crossfade, and there aren't a lot here, so it's just constant power. So you can bring that right onto there. So since we're not actually using this track, I do want to bring this onto our other audio track. Okay, and I'm going to bring it onto the other side. So remember, I'm just clicking, dragging, and dropping. Okay, and we're going to add it onto this edge here. So typically, anytime you're making a video, you're gonna usually use a transition to start your video because it just makes it look a little bit more nice and professional. So let's see how this looks.
Hi there, my name is
So it just looks a little bit nicer like that, hey? Next thing, we are going to add a crossfade onto this one. So let's just bring it over here and see.
From Canada. I really like to travel and I love the outdoors. I'm also into a lot of extreme.
Okay, so I kind of like how slow that crossfade is. So I'm gonna leave it like that.
So I like to snowboard.
Okay, so I don't really like that hard cut there. So I'm gonna go back into video transitions. We're gonna do the cross dissolve again. Or remember, you can right click, it's totally up to you. So I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Sometimes if you can't actually click on something or fix something, you just need to make your timeline a little bit bigger. So remember that we just do it with this little tool here. Okay. And I'm gonna make this crossfade much smaller.
To snowboard, rock climb.
Perfect. So I do want these hard cuts here.
Climb and whitewater kayak.
And we're going to put another cross dissolve right here, but we're going to make this one shorter again. Okay.
Like to snowboard, rock climb, and whitewater kayak. I hope that this video helped.
Okay, perfect. So last one right here, we're going to add a little transition to it.
About Adobe Premiere Pro today.
All right, let's see how it looks with the cross dissolve. So apply default transitions. Okay, and we're just gonna make them a little bit smaller because they're pretty much taking up the whole clip right now. And let's see how that looks.
A little bit more about Adobe Premiere Pro today, and I look forward.
Okay, perfect. So now that we've applied all of our transitions, I just want to go through color correction with you. Okay, so this is a whole different ballpark on its own. This is something that I haven't gone over yet with you. Today, we're not going to color correct any of the top videos here. We're just going to color correct the video of myself talking, which we don't necessarily need to color correct the video of myself talking, but I just want to do it to show you how to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to select all of these on these top 2 lines, and we're going to create another video line because I want to bring these up so that we don't end up color correcting all of this. All we want to color correct is this. So there's a few different ways that we can do this. Or really there's about, I think there's 2. So we can select this clip and we can go to, where is it? The Lumetri color. We can go into here and mess with all of this. We can also, we can add a LUT or a adjustment layer is what I'm trying to say. Sorry. We can add that in here and it's going to show up right here. So we can add this right at the start of the video and we can bring it all the way over to here. So what I'm doing here, either we can adjust right on the clip, right all in here. We can adjust the temperature, the tint, the exposure, all of this stuff. We can go into creative and pick a LUT that's already made for you. But if you have multiple clips that you're trying to edit, so let's say that I put a cut here because I messed up the what I was trying to say or something like that. So let's put a cut here. Okay, let's edit this specific clip here. Okay, so we're going to go into basic correction. Actually, you know what? Just for the sake of it, let's put a LUT on here. Okay, so this LUT doesn't look super great, but as you can see, if I've put some sort of color correction onto this one, and this one is not actually, so now that it's cut, it's not a part of this clip. It's a completely separate clip, right? So, as you can see, the color changes. So instead of, now I'm going to Control Z to undo everything here. There, because I don't want that color on the video. So instead of adjusting each video, you add your adjustment layer. So how I did this is I went into New Item and Adjustment Layer, and then it pops up in here. I take it, I drag and drop it onto my timeline, and I can adjust how big I want it. So let's say I want to have a different adjustment over here on a few different clips. I can add another one or whatever I'd like to do. So now all we're going to do is go into here. We're going to go into basic correction. Maybe I just want to make the temperature a little bit warmer, tinted a little bit. Maybe we want to lower the exposure. Some contrast in there. Bit of highlights. Okay, so let's just say that this is how we want our video to look. Okay, so now we're almost done doing our edit. Does anybody have any questions about the color correction here?
Sorry, I just want to ask, why did you divide this?
Oh, why did I divide the clip?
Yes, yes, yes.
Sorry, you don't need to do that. That was just to show you if you had 2 different clips or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, just it was just for training purposes. Don't worry about dividing the clip or anything like that.
Thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. No, understood. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Does anybody have any more questions? No? Okay, awesome. So next thing that we are going to do, I just want to add some music in here for a nice little touch. So I've got my audio here. We've got Promise by Mac Power. Okay, so I sent you guys a website that has a lot of stock music that's free and copyright. You can also go on YouTube and look up non-copyright music if you want. And then what I do sometimes is in order to get a song off of YouTube, I don't know if you've ever done this or know how to do this. You can look up YouTube converted to MP3, and then you can just literally convert it right onto your computer. So totally up to you how you want to do it. Sometimes the music on YouTube, like at least if you look on a website that is completely copyright and stock, you know for sure that it's not copyright. Okay, so now I'm going to add in my music. So I'm just dragging and dropping.
Hi there, my name is Chelsea.
Okay, so that music starts a little bit slow. So if you look here, I can see exactly where the music starts here. So I can see the little thingies. So I'm going to cut right here. Okay, and I'm gonna go to the selection tool. And for some reason I'm highlighted on all of these. Just make sure whenever you're deleting something, you're not highlighted on a few different things, because then it'll just delete all of them. So I just want to highlight this little portion here. And I'm going to backspace to delete it. Okay, and now I'm going to bring this guy right over this way. Okay, so I want it right at the end because I want it to start right away.
Hi there, my name is...
Okay, so that's way too loud. So there's a few different ways that we can turn this down. So one of them is we can turn it down with this, so we can go up or down. Or an easier way, I find easier, it's totally up to you how your editing style is. You can actually make this track bigger. Right when you go to this little line here, it has these two arrows. So this means that you can make this specific track bigger or smaller. So this line right here, that's your audio level. So I can bring it down. Okay, let's see how loud that is.
Hi there, my name is Chelsea. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself.
So do you think that that's too loud, or do you think that that's a good level to keep it at?
I think it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so too. So I'm going to show you one more tool here when you are lowering audio levels. So another way that you can do this is you can hit your control, and this is actually going to let you put a little dot on your audio. So you want to make sure that you're on the audio line, and you can put another dot in as well. And you can actually bring the level up. Sorry. So you can bring the level up for just a portion of it. You can make another dot here and another dot here, and now you can bring it back down. So this is going into a little bit more, like you might not use this for something like this, but let's just say that you have a video that you want to make and you only have talking in a couple different parts. So that's when you'll want to use something like this, just to lower the audio level for a specific part. So I'll show you what this did.
Hi there, my name is Chelsea. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself here. I'm from Canada. I really like to travel.
So did that make sense to you? I don't actually want this for this video, but I just wanted to give you an example of something you might use that for. Does that make sense? Am I making sense here?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to Control Z all of that because I don't actually want it. Perfect. So now we have concluded our video. So let's have a quick little look. Oh, actually, we have not concluded our video. So this audio track is really long. So if I leave this in the video and I export it with this long of an audio track, then my video is going to keep playing until this audio track is done, and it'll just have a blank screen here. So we don't want to leave anything on our video that's not supposed to be there. Otherwise it will export, and then your video is going to look really funny with a black screen and music still playing at the end. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to cut our audio right here. Okay, so this is the end of our video. So I'm going to hit the C. I'm going to click right here where my playhead is. I'm going to hit the V. I'm going to select this, and I'm just going to backspace. Okay, so now I want to put in the constant power on our music as well, so that it fades in and it fades out. So I'm going to apply default transitions on both sides. Okay, so let's just have a quick look to see what this video looks like.
Hi there, my name is Chelsea. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself here. I'm from Canada. I really like to travel and I love the outdoors. I'm also into a lot of extreme sports. So I really like to snowboard, rock climb, and whitewater kayak. I hope that this video helped you to learn a little bit more about Adobe Premiere Pro today, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Thank you.
Okay, so what did we think about that? Do we like it?
Yeah, pretty good. Awesome.
Okay, so awesome. So this is a very, very basic edit. It's very easy to make an edit like this, as you can see. And now we're done, we can export it. So we're going to go to File. Oh, so sorry. If you start editing in the middle of the timeline like this, you're gonna want to export it in a different way. So there's a couple different ways to edit. If you want to edit just right on the side here, you can just quickly export it. But now I've done this in the middle. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on your playhead, and you're going to hold down Shift so that your playhead sticks to the side beginning of your edit. You're going to, whoops, there we go. Oh man, there we go, perfect. So we're going to hit the I key for in, and the O key for out. So when you hit the Shift button, it makes your playhead stick to the sides of your edit. So all I did is I'm just selecting this part of the edit because this is all that I want to export. Okay. So remember, when we're exporting, we're going to go to File, I'm going to go to Export and Media. Okay, so these are your typical YouTube settings, remember? So you can play around with exporting on different settings. These are the settings that I typically go by because it works for uploading onto most social media platforms and things like that. It's just it's also a little bit easier to export on these settings on your computer as well. But totally up to you if you want to play around. And then we're going to look at our output name. So I still want to name it Adobe Training. Okay, and we can go to Queue or Export. Again, I'm not going to export it right now just because I am on a call with you and my computer is a little bit finicky. So I'm just going to save it. If you want, I can send it to you, or it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. Does anybody have any more questions before I stop sharing?
I just want to ask, for example, like, did you have like, like education, like, you studied in the university, or you just can advise us, like, some maybe courses, like quick courses? Like,
right. So
yeah, because what yes, it's really great. It's just like if you want to get like more knowledge and like to spend more time on that.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm actually I started working as a photo video person for a whitewater rafting company. So what I did was I didn't have any sort of knowledge with Adobe Premiere Pro before. So I would kayak down with the rafts and I would shoot the video and then I would run back and do a very quick edit. So I had to learn a lot of ins and outs of Adobe Premiere Pro very fast. And I had to know how to edit very quickly. So that's how I learned. Most of what I have done with Adobe Premiere Pro is self-taught. I have looked, you can pretty much find everything on YouTube for Adobe Premiere Pro.
Okay. Mhm.
But yeah, I know that there are classes and stuff like that. I pretty much self-taught.
Self-taught? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, can you send it to us maybe in the group? Just
Send what?
the name, like you said, soft.
Sorry, what name are you asking about?
Is it like the course or the software?
Oh no, sorry. Like I'm not saying that that's a course. I'm saying like I am self-taught.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sorry to confuse you.
That's fine. Thank you.
But I'm happy to send you some YouTube videos that are very helpful with learning Adobe Premiere Pro if you'd like.
Oh yeah, this would be great. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. I'll send them to Andre and then he can relay them to you, okay?
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm also happy to help anybody out. Like if you ever have like a quick question or anything like that, like you can get in contact with Andre or Paul and just ask him for one of them for my number and you can get in contact with me and I'll help you out.
Thank you so much. Great.
Yeah, of course. Does anybody else have any questions? No more questions?
No, it's very clear. Thank you.
Awesome. I'm so happy. I really enjoyed teaching you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you too.
Thank you so much.
Chelsea.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for being so